I'm shitty at paddling. I'm not going to do it anymore. I hate it. We're on our way to the Gold Coast. I'm doing the Gold Coast Classic today, which is a 15-kilometre ocean paddle. So it's from a place called the Spit to Miami. It was supposed to actually be from Coolangatta to Miami, but they're northerly winds. So this is another downwind race where you travel in the direction of the wind. The idea is you catch the big swell and sort of surf. That's what the good people do. I've got a bit of mixed emotions about this event. I was a bit almost talking myself out of it last night, trying to understand why that is. It was a spur of the moment idea to do it, and now that I've entered, I'm kind of like, what am I doing? I think part of that is, did a race on the Sunshine Coast a couple of years ago now, my first open water event, which I think was also about 15k. The difference with that one was I was going in blind. I didn't really know what to expect, and I fell in I think 8 times, and it was kind of cool. But this time I feel the oceans on the Gold Coast are a little more fierce, and I sort of know what to expect, and I'm a bit nervous. So I've got my ski that's better in rough water, but the reality is I'm not a very good ocean paddler. In fact, I don't think I'm a great paddler. In the flat water I certainly can hold my own a little bit better, but in the ocean I haven't got the skill. I brace too much and I can't surf. And anyway, we're on our way down and we'll check out what the ocean looks like, and I've got a 15k ocean paddle. This was actually the bit I was probably most scared about, getting out through the break. We showed you that the surf from the jetty earlier. It was pretty good size. So what I had to do was try to wait for a set to come through, and you just got to get on and go for it. If you hit a wave at this point, there's nothing you can really do about it. These poor surfers, I scared the hell out of those two blokes. You can see this wave that's about to come, that it was pretty big out there. This one here, because the GoPro's mounted right on the boat itself, you know. And I didn't fall off yet. It did kick the GoPro up, which is why it's pointing at the sky, and I just pushed it forward with my paddle. See, I do have some skills in a ski. So here we're just floating around waiting for the start. Everyone is not really sure where we start. This is also where all the boats come in to get back into the Nerang River. So it's a pretty choppy bit of water. I didn't actually fall in when those boats went through. Now, this was actually me doing a toilet stop before the race start. I did try to go on the boat, but I couldn't do it. So, knowing that I was going to be out there a while, I had to get that done. So we're not going to count that as a fall in. Here's some footage Amanda took from the end of the jetty. 74 skis started this event. Most people here are pretty good. They've probably been on skis a lot, certainly out in the open water. And we're off. Now, I didn't actually even hear the start gun. I had to start my Garmin, of course, so there was a bit of a delay, not that it mattered. I was at the back, which is where I should have been. And all these skis you see here in front of me, you're not going to see them for long. So we have to actually paddle out to see around a buoy or a turning can. And then we head south along the coast. That dude there almost went in. He managed to save it. So we come around this can here, and then you'll see the buildings on the right hand side. That's Surfers Paradise here on the Gold Coast. And we paddle 15k. So right up there in the distance, that last tall building, that last high riser, we go past that. Give you some idea where we're heading to. Smacked into this guy. So I was sort of on a wave and it turns the ski. I'm sure people who know what they're doing can stop it doing that, but I don't know how. And that was a fall. No toilet stop this time. As these other people come past, they tend to say, "You're right, mate," and everything good. So a lot of people fell in. I wasn't the only one. You see, it takes me a while to get back on here. You have a leg leash. You have to be attached to your boat. So there's a leash that attaches to your boat and to your leg. And that gets tangled when you remount the boat. So you got to get that out of the way. And as I'm trying to untangle that, I feel like I'm going to fall in again. The point of the leg leash is if you fall out and it's really windy, by the time you come up, your ski can be 10 meters away from you. You never get to it. The wind blows it. So this is where I come a bit undone, is the surfing. So the waves obviously head straight towards the beach and we're going south. So the current is heading slightly south and the wind also. But you need to kind of get on a wave. This is my understanding of how it's supposed to work. You're kind of meant to get on a wave and sort of surf it sideways, if that makes any sense. And what the wave wants to do is turn the ski towards the beach. And that's where I feel like I'm going to fall off, actually. So what happens is I come off the back of the wave. You can see me just came off one there, actually. Whereas if someone more competent, they would just stay on it and surf it and probably get a 5-10 second ride on it. Where I'm getting, well, none. I'm getting a no second ride at all. Now, I had 2 GoPros. The first footage you saw, that GoPro, the battery died. So this is the rear mounted and gives you a bit of an idea of me paddling, which technically is bad still. I have a very slow rating. Most people paddle much quicker. A bit like cadence on a bike. You should be a bit faster, but I don't know. I pull the blade out too close to the ski, should be out further. Here, what I'm actually doing, my watch strap came undone. I was fearful my watch was going to drop off into the ocean, so I just stopped there to fix that up. It was annoying me for a good half hour before I actually got the courage to do it. Getting really tired. Just over 10k. Don't know if you can hear this. And now I'm really buggered. If you didn't catch that, I'm just saying how tired I'm getting. I really was, probably 10k in and getting really exhausted. So you sort of get on a wave, but you don't, and then you come off the back of it, and when you paddle from that point, it gets really hard and you end up doing this. I do fall in again. Getting back on this ski is pretty tiring. Particularly, what's this, my third time or something? So getting back up just takes a lot of energy.
Oh, man.
See, the good paddlers don't have this problem.
Where's bloody surf club?
In my mind, I had an idea of where we were paddling to the Miami Beach Surf Club, but I didn't know any landmarks. I didn't know where it was, so I kept looking at my watch, seeing as the Ks tick over, but I didn't actually know where to come in, which was frustrating me. My back was killing me, my neck was killing me. I was not having fun. This dude next to me in that Fen ski, we kind of paddled next to each other the entire race, actually. One stage I got ahead of him, but then I fell in and he caught me. But we pretty well stayed together the whole way. So it's kind of nice to have a bit of company because everyone spreads out really quickly. Safety boat coming back to us here, that's always a worry. Most people had finished, and here's the final turning can. Now here I try to take my leg leash off, and in I go again. You can see the leash hanging there. You don't want to be attached to that when you get into the brake zone, because you don't want a 6 metre long ski dragging you by your ankle if it gets on a wave. So try and unclip it there. I lost balance. That's my excuse that time. And I'm actually in a really stable ski here. So this is the next frightening part, is coming in with the surf, with the breaking waves. You can see it there from the beach. And this is even less of a skill for me. You're supposed to keep your ski in front of the wave, keep your rudder in the water. So big one was coming here, you can see that. I didn't want to catch that because I knew that would just chuck me. So I just go for it. It's like, all right, whatever happens now, I'm just going for it. Looking back, seeing if anything's coming, of which something does. You can see it picks me up and immediately turns the ski. And in I go. So when you're holding onto your paddle and trying to get back to your ski, it's really hard. You can't let your paddle go. So I managed to turn the ski around, and I'm thinking I'll try to get back in. But the ski got away from me again because my leg leash is off. And I almost got to it when a wave comes. And in she goes. That's probably the best surfing that ski's ever done. So they got all these volunteers who'll pick your ski up for you. Thanks, mate. See, the GoPros are all bent out of shape. Front GoPro's still going, so I think that's cool footage, watching this bloke pull my ski in. He probably raced, he finished probably half hour ago. And here I come in running up the beach, and here's this guy again, who I did the whole race next to. It was nice to have a little bit of camaraderie out there. And you finish up the beach. Yeah, it's still on. Still on. Yeah, the light's still flashing. I'll just talk. All right, done. 3 times fell in. Didn't love it, I'll be honest. So, whether it was my training or lack of, or I don't know, but didn't have a lot of fun. Anyway, I made it. Well, I didn't really enjoy that, and it felt very long and it hurt my back, and I wasn't afraid. You know, I can swim, worst case scenario. I only fell in twice, which is better than the last race, but I don't think it's my gig, this ocean racing, this downwind. So I've done 2 and I wasn't looking forward to it, and I didn't enjoy it. So I came 12th out of 15 old farts over 50s. I'm certainly not any freak talent at it, that's for sure. Downwinding is about surfing the waves, and I can't do it. So right now I'm thinking probably not going to do another one of them in a hurry. I want to do multi-sport with paddling, and I'll do flat water paddling. So that's being up front, and probably still a bit raw. We're just driving home now. In a nutshell, done and dusted, and don't think I'll be back in a hurry to do that. Honey, maybe it was the mullet, because they would have been flapping in the breeze. You think of the wind resistance there. Anyway, thanks for coming along on this paddle, and thanks for racing with us.